Well, the first memory was before the symphony ever started. I was called sometime by Dewey Baker, who was head of the music department at the University of Dubuque, who said that he and Gaylord Couchman, who was the president of the university, had recently hired a person in the music department, Dr. Parvis Mahmoud, who was very anxious to start an orchestra, and there weren't enough music students in the university at that time to have more than a very, very small group. So Gaylord and Dewey thought it would be fine if we had a group of citizens involved in developing a symphony. And that's how it started.
Well, that was a long time ago. In 1957, I came to the University of Dubuque as a music student, and that was the year that Parvis Mahmoud came to the University of Dubuque as the string instructor and orchestra director. On the first concert, we had one dress rehearsal when the winds came and anyone from any other close community would come. We had one run through. And then there we were in the Commons. But instead of on the floor where we had our rehearsals, they had tied the dinner tables together and made a stage. And they were tied and then the white tablecloths draped over to the floor. And that was our stage. So we carefully came up onto this stage and sat down. And then suddenly the doors to the kitchen flew open. And you could see the cooks, you could hear the pots and pans, and out came Parvis in a tuxedo. I'll never forget that. And then we proceeded to do Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Later on, after a couple of years, though, we began to expand, and it was obvious that we couldn't hold concerts in the Commons anymore. It was just too small for the orchestra and even too small for the audience. So we had concerts in Senior High Auditorium and in Clark College Auditorium. Early we were called the University Civic Symphony, probably about 1962 or 63, so it was changed to the Dubuque Symphony.
It was very exciting in those days. I can remember Parvis saying, you know, I met someone who plays bassoon, and he's going to come. And you know, it's really? Yeah. He's going to drive all the way from, I don't know, I know we had a man all the way from Janesville. And these people came without pay, and they played, and they would keep coming. And I think it was Parvis, his charisma and his hope for the future. Everyone just bought into it. Dubuque was going to have a real symphony.
Parvis and I were good friends, close friends, and I said, "Oh, I'd like to hear for something." And he said, "Well, when they get a little better, we'll do that." And one of the particular highlights of my experience with the orchestra was when they were able to play the Brahms piano concerto. Because if you recall, in the second movement, there's a long cello solo, and for a long time we didn't have a cellist who was able to play that the way it should be played. So it was really exciting when we played the Brahms piano concerto. I can't emphasize enough the fact that how much the symphony owes to Parvis and his wife. Ruth Mahmoud did all of the bookkeeping and all of the incidental important work of maintaining the substructure of the orchestra.
Dubuque can be so pleased that 50 years ago there was a visionary that said we will have a real symphony.